And just like the championship, we made international circuit of the season 20 racing, we will have 20. It's the longest on record in one of the toughest and for some drivers out there, welcome everyone. So good to conditions over in South. Welcome everyone. Alex Brunt.
International circuit, but it's full throttle. Not many other series can tier, and as you correctly said, separated down into 7, turn 16, turn 22. Come to the 4 here.
There is the driver standings. At the top of the standings as we go through feature race in Formula 2, Luke Branson's Joshua Dirksen, Arvid, Gabriele Mini next as we see cars out on Formulaone though. Alex, happy with that.
Formula 3 graduate, Formula 3 medium compound tyres. He'll be very early days. Couple of races done, winning the first Williams connected British drive turn 30.
Yeah, one of 2 drivers with those drivers in their first.
Look how difficult the early stage of the Bahrain, which makes their life a lot easier. Drivers, but we did see, didn't we?
Feature race of the season in street, and we caught up with him.
It has. I think I kind of had that now. I think pretty much the focus of this week, so I think take it in a bit more.
Off the back of very disappointingly in the feature race, I was there to congratulate him. Back, it was all celebrations on a day.
Became that first. A little bit of issue here, Chris, because Derry 79. That was, but there has Formula 2 championship.
We are going to go from one driver who met up with him about preparation.
We prepare mostly for this track, so spend more time. It's a very high-speed track, so it was, and I look forward just to enjoy the track.
Dino began FP1 for Ferrari, everything up in the air, but a car as well, along with the likes of Luke.
The Formula 3 championship last year, managed to get a run in a Formula 1 format, as we've seen, Ovi that comes with making sense for the Formula 2 car. He'll have to find his way of Formula 2 and high-tech
weekend. The likes of Dino Beganovic come 45 minutes to do it. It is
you do exactly what Beganovic. Such importance comes from recognising on that super soft compound tyre. A bit of a tactic, or you can split the. Easy to remember when you're as throttle. You split the circuit down.
Leo Fornaroli has just come across the list so far, and consistency has done this session. And at the top of the Victor Racing's team principal.
I think Leo's had a great start, like you said, in Bahrain. Given how early we are, got a lot of speed. Like you said, to be 2 podiums.
The champion last season. Can they seemed a little bit the 3 title without a win last season campaign Formula 2, because it is a longer.
And I've been winning championships. It didn't do him too badly on his way to the Formula. In many ways, is more of these series into Formula. It's something that comes last, does different things to the way that pure natural speed and talent. The thing that they really need to learn, really softer in comparison to the fact drivers with great pedigree behind them. Like
that was that'd be good measure.
It's a relatively needs to be a high circuit, just ticking on these drivers will face low grip asphalt. Then there's a compound jump to the soft.
Last year we saw that swapped those on the auto spin at turn 1, and Amory managed to steal 3rd. That track temperature.
Going to go and fact check me down in the pit. Much action. Its profile has been always the concern for the driver. Is the other danger area or the other 2. It's a really 16 and it's 22. The 2
coming down towards the first, currently missing last weekend. A few drivers having to get up, learn this circuit. It'll be Mini now making his way to turn 30.
There's been a lot of point scoring. Prima driver with year in the Formula 3 champion. The dizzy heights of what Fornaroli's been.
Hit those podiums straight away, but as round towards the final. Just stay as well, Alex. That is the take just a little bit too much.
Yeah, Von Martin's up. It's risk versus reward, and how accurate can you 2 cars as a result, because it is an engine package around here against, and with how tight are on their personnel and as a result of incidents in the
just taking too much speed in the
spin mid corner, just trying to go in too early there. The DRS zone through the ever opens around after 22 and then down the front.
Open in Formula 2 after one lap. And you can find yourself return to the points this weekend.
Another factor, sight lines are a concern here, and to be, but where they don't need to be across the line. We're miles off field for where the circuit's at.
Oh, so Crawford then as we come through this middle.
Counted as straight by the driver, 27. And all comes up to meet you, delivers power to line on the left-hand side.
To the season for Dam, so this 1-2, Kushmaini first, but neither driver. It's been a difficult start to the season's fastest. We'll come back to that. So they're now 2nd and 3rd. The Dam experienced drivers need to use that advantage
that they need to have in practice over the apex of 22. Fall on that is the huge later on in qualifying. Every down into turn 1, they've got their circuit where the 2 riders are still learning the racetrack.
Fine performance by him. 2nd place, and with Marti, also a Red Bull Junior. Pepe Marti could start to. Was Rafael Villa yesterday?
The team couldn't keep those pushes forward, which is the most important.
Confidence in the car. Van Aert off that superb move. Help him coming into this weekend and moving.
Getting it absolutely right. AIX Racing bringing lowest corner of the lap. That shall we do? Stays away from that outside curve out of it and throw the lap away there. Unfortunately, give them a reprieve in practice.
A shame for Joshua Dirksen. Maybe we'll get another chance. Rowley to close, isn't it? Look at the top 4. That's one of the rookies, turned 12 at bar 4. And so now we have 5 drivers.
Sort of thing you can find a little bit of extra grip and in Formula 2. They always seem to find yet. Should we have another making his way in speed, as we said, and then with the amount of downforce available, Evan, but actually really the exit of the steering, the National Speedway. There's till much later, so you need to try and get turned. A little bit of traffic ahead for us, and left him up against the curve, side section of turn in. Real walks, ever line on the left-hand side. We cannot cut this.
And we joined him at a correct time, Dixon. That's now 5 drivers. It is extremely superb challenge here. Towards to improve his sector times. Well, he was the winner on the circuit overall here. Stays in 12th with Felipe Drugovich, and that.
Having a look under the right rear engine cover off for that though. Outside curve of either a camber change. Maybe he's just reported an
entry. I wonder if he's picked up damage.
And as a result, and as pick up the maximum experience. Yes, it's 5th in the championship. A great the mid corner of turn 22 of the racetrack is the turn in.
Final corner. Gab, they head down to act off into that final corner.
As René Rosin see a little bit of just the rear tyre, as we've seen for Let's Go on the way into right here out of turn 13, and then so far for Dams in this session.
It's a chance that will be very much up to speed, so 5 minutes, so great opportunity.
Still not falling away. Most drivers completed here. Gives you a feel for the drivers out there here to gain the difference around here. Secondly, because hard with the driver. And
used a pit stop in the sprint race far. We have seen him in the top 10. We revert. Here comes Ollie Goethe down to 217.3.
With him a few moments ago. Is it going to be goes? And, perhaps get a banker in. Going for it as well. Gabriele Mini.
Not far away from that.
Absolutely so. Circus, Formula 2, Formula 1, racetrack, a green set. And if they go yellow, that is not an improv anyone, as you can see on the graphic. And just drop down to 15th. Let's see if he can...
6.193 sector. Fastest through the seconds is looking very, very braking zone. He's just going on the exit. It looked good for Roman Stanek to the line. And he's comfortable.
From Roman Stanek. Jumping behind the wheel of the for it again in a session that just came down on Stanek, but it is a better lap for that one as he goes to sleep tonight. Absolutely so. Yeah. Off to compound a tyre over one lap. Different racetrack, of course, when we've had some dirt off the race line.
Crawford was briefly third into 22.
It was a decent lap, this. Not just for Joshua, the car. Pretty much a couple of times, so that could be one to watch out for as well.
The 30-minute qualifying session. Alex Dunn locking Mini up there in second. Corner Rose.
It is. You've got, and it's relatively strong and a bit more of a challenge for the drivers of the circuit as well. So if there is a 22, Sebastian Montoya.
Birthday last weekend, Colombian driver on to the sim. Yes, second place. JT Montoya watching on by his teammate Gabriele Mini. A steady start to them. I think we
relatively representative here. So how much it is, but when you see everybody run for the fit, gives you a feel for scampering across that out race of the year. But he had a much more difficult weekend.
And he'll look to bounce back this weekend. He has now a Williams Academy just got a huge wheel spin off the lightly for the win.
In the championship on a rolling, 26 points for him. 14 rounds of just how far laps for a feature race this weekend. An immense.
It's going to be one the off-season will reap the rest.
You think you're not prepared? This is one of several actually prepared for, and this is after suffering those immense swapper of oversteering in the right direction through the exit of 22.
To challenge Victor Martin at least to Pete's cut across, so that
in qualifying, isn't it? Yep. Drivers personal best sectors for him. 2 ends of Dirksen, Shields struggling.
Dino Beganovic, the first sector, down in 17th, re-topped through turn 20.
See what white line as well.
To the line, P3 rookies in this session. Let's have a look back then.
Straight across the runoff area 20. Have a bit of a word with us to it. The time he's has actually touched the inside wall, and he's lucky to get away without.
1.5 tenths clear, 0.671, so we're still what he would have wanted to kick this weekend.
And we got